And today we're just 200 kilometers from Moscow in the Kaluga region, the center of Russian science and industry. The country's largest scientific research complex develops high-tech advances in engineering and electronics. But the region can also boast a flourishing car industry with giants like Volvo and VW having their joint ventures in Kaluga. The number of cars assembled there grows every year, providing numerous job opportunities. Katerina Gorchova met some expats who find the Kaluga region a good place for business.
For a long time, Kaluga has been primarily associated with Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, a maverick scientist from the end of the last century who pioneered work on rockets. The region was dubbed the cradle of astronautics. But with its good transportation links to the capital and with a population of just over 1 million people, the region has definitely room to grow. Today, Kaluga is one of Russia's hotspots for foreign investment. We met some of the expat managers working here to find out how they do their business and cope with their everyday lives here.
Renata may be afraid of horses, but she's not afraid of horsepower. Every day she handles 140, and her husband Harold drives just as many. The two work at the Volkswagen factory and were among the first expats to settle down in Kaluga.
The only Brazilian in Kaluga. Everywhere I go and I say I'm from Brazil, of course I get this cheering and people talk about football and Pele, Kaká, so it's always positive. Maybe in such a big city like Moscow, you are just one more in a crowd. And here you stand out, especially as a foreigner. We are talking as a foreigner here.
Well, Renata and Harold certainly turned heads locally when they drove the German car giant's first fully Russian-made vehicle off the production line.
Russians are proud of Russia, of being Russian. At the same time, we see this reservation towards products made in Russia. So we work on that to convince everybody that what we do has the same quality as we are used to from products from Germany, from Czechia.
The company was an early bird to place its bets on the region, bets worth $1 billion. On 700 hectares, it built a whole industrial park, something which would be unlikely closer to Moscow due to higher costs. Other car makers were hot on their taillights. Today, Kaluga is home to Volvo, Peugeot, Citroën and Renault. Just recently, a steel stamping factory was opened. Now it caters for all Volkswagen's car parts.
This is not just the biggest German investment in Russia, but also an example of localization. It is no longer just a car assembly as it was 3 years ago. These car parts are built with Russian hands and ultimately they'll be built with Russian steel.
Unlike Renata and Harold, welder Sergei was born in Kaluga. But in a way he also stands out from his 3,000 colleagues. He was recruited from a local orphanage. Frequently out of work, Sergei says he's now driven to succeed.
I want to stay and work here if they give me a chance to grow. I would like to become a foreman and ultimately a manager. I see perspectives for my friends too. More and more companies are opening up in the region.
Renata was behind the idea to employ orphans. She set up a women's club in Kaluga, which among other projects took patronage of local orphanages.
Government does a lot and also private initiative, but after 18 years old, they are on the streets. And what can we do? So if we give clothes, one day it's worn out. So we thought that beginning a project that it's not about giving money or giving things, but giving an opportunity for them to grow up.
Sergei is learning German in the hope that one day he will land his dream job, eager to work and give something back to those that gave him a hand when he most needed it.
Well, even though the region has many car makers, it doesn't want to become a new Detroit. Kaluga is seeking to expand its production line. For instance, it's now actively building industrial parks. To talk more on these plans, I'm now joined by Director of the Regional Development Agency, Dmitry Abramov. Hello and thank you very much. Or maybe you would like to live in a new Detroit, Dmitry?
No, we don't want to live in New Detroit, and we never set this goal.
How did you persuade such giants as Volkswagen or Volvo to start their businesses from scratch on Kaluga's outskirts? No roads, no infrastructure.
At first we have started to construct these roads, infrastructure, facilities. We started to create industrial parks, have created a very good, strong, active team.
And what is your region's edge compared to other places in Russia?
The main edge is our team, as I already said. But not only team. The main thing and the main point is that we are very open, very honest. And if we are saying yes, it should be yes. It will be yes.